Welcome to tabletopbattle.com and this solo review of the Finnish army. I'm doing this all by myself, so not so much joking around this time, I guess. But anyway, I will try to tell you a little bit about my Finnish army that recently arrived from Warlord Games. And also to praise Silje a little bit, that is Damons' wife, which has painted these beautiful models. So without further ado, let's dig into the units themselves and see what you can make with the Finnish army book, and also why you should buy the Ostfront book as an addition to this. So first up is a anti-tank rifle team. This is nothing special, but it's a nice weapon to have and it doesn't cost a lot of points. So for the Finnish, this is nice when you're playing the Winter War, 1939 to 1940, since this can actually do some damage to the light tanks and the armored cars. So just look at the painting. Very pleased with how these guys came out. And then we have a Panzerschreck team. Of course, this one would not be able to use in the 39 to 40 scenarios, but when you get to 44 and the continuation war, you can use this. And this is of course a very good anti-tank unit. So also beautifully painted, very good detail. Look at the mouth, look at the eyes. And look at the hole. I love these guys. Then we have the light mortar team. This is a team that I almost never used before I actually tried them in an Italian battle we had. And they are actually quite a good unit. Only 24-ish points as inexperienced, and then they can move and shoot at the same time, and you start to range in on the enemy units and you can move away if you get threatened. So it's actually very useful to have a light mortar team, so they will absolutely be part of my armies in the future. The flamethrower unit, well, nothing special about the flamethrower unit. It's just like any other flamethrower unit. But like I mentioned, one of the reasons for buying the Ostfront book is that it gives some special rules for snow and ice and mud and frostbite and stuff like that. And one thing that I've set up here like a kind of mini scenario is that a Russian squad is advancing. And you have a sniper that is, no, not a sniper, a flamethrower that is hiding in the woods. Small team, light cover, hard to take. And they can now fire back with the flamethrower, score automatic hit. They have 1d6 hits. And the rules in the Ostfront book states that if the enemy is on ice, you can re-roll the number of hits. So if you got unlucky and scored only 1 or 2 as the number of hits, reroll that and then use some voodoo magic and score a 6, and you could potentially wipe out this whole unit in one go. So some very nice special rules for snow and ice, which you should think about if you want to try the Finnish army. Then also get the Ostfront book so that you can get scenarios and other special rules. Then of course you have the big brother, the medium mortar, which is, well, almost everybody uses them as they provide some nice fire support that doesn't cost all the world, and you can even have a spotter with it. So also very pleased with how this unit looks. Not 100% sure if it's the same models that belong to this actual team as I just handed all my models over to Silje and she painted them, and when I got them back I just arranged them into what I found fitting. So that's the medium mortar, nothing special, but a unit that almost everybody uses. Very, very nice painting. Take a look at this. And she even has eyes and mouths on them. It's pretty good. The medium machine gun team. I have 2 of these, as I bought 2 boxes of the Finnish infantry. But that's fine, because when you're playing the Finnish, it's actually very smart to try to get 2 reinforced platoons in, as you then can have 2 snipers. And as you will see later, or you have already seen it in our battle report, the snipers of Finland are very good. But this is also a very nicely painted model by Silje, and also a team that most people play with. Next up, the 20mm light automatic cannon with the flak rule and gun shield rule. It's also a very nice piece of kit. Not sure what I'm going to use it for, but I really like the model, and it also turns, so I just needed to have this as part of my Finnish army. Also beautifully painted, as you can see. Light anti-tank gun. This is equivalent of the PaK 36. With the gun shield and 3-man team. One thing I didn't mention about the light mortar and the medium machine guns is that they can be equipped with the skis for the operators and the sledge for the weapon itself, and the same goes for this one. And if you play the Finnish, well, part of the reason to play Finnish is that you want to play winter battles. And in winter battles, snow restricts the movement of the units, so that you cannot run, you can only advance. With the option of skis and sledge for these weapons, you can do run moves with them. So that is pretty amazing for the Finnish, but of course only useful if you play winter games. The equivalent of the PaK 40, 75mm. Also a very nice piece of kit. All these units, like I mentioned, are Warlord Games and painted by Silje, who is Damons' wife. And you will of course have seen a link to her webpage. So if you want to have some beautifully painted Finns, you can just pop over there and send her a message. And then medium howitzer, 10.5 centimeters medium howitzer. This packs a lot of punch, and you saw it in the White Death scenario battle report. It's also a very beautiful piece of kit. Pay attention to the hole in the barrel. I like this one. The HQ option looks like this, painted faithfully. Also get the Finnish paint set if you're getting the Finnish army, so that you can make them look as good as this. I also have 2 of these, since I told you I bought 2 of the infantry boxes and 1 of each of the support units. So very nice model, lots of character and detail. And now to the stars of the Finnish army, the sniper team. So what is so great about the Finnish snipers? Well, first of all, of course, they can have skis, so that they can move as they like on the snow. As all sniper teams, they get +1 to hit, but in addition, they have a special rule called Master of the Hunt, which allows the sniper team to advance, and if they do not fire, they can go into ambush mode. So you can stand behind a wood without being targeted by the enemy. They cannot see you, and then when it's your turn you can move them forward and have line of sight to your enemy, but instead of shooting, as that would give you a minus to hit, you could just go into ambush, and when you see an enemy that does an advance or a run, you can just shout ambush and then fire without the penalty. And in addition, when you couple this rule with the special rule for all of the Finnish units that are equipped with rifles, they give you another special rule that is allowing you to re-roll morale checks if you have an ambush die next to the unit, and also get +1 to hit. So all rifle armed units, that be the sniper or ordinary infantry, if they go into ambush, they will get +1 to hit when they shoot, and if they get, well, let's say the enemy manages to take out 50% of the squad, you can re-roll morale checks. So it's a pretty good rule, especially when coupled with the special rule for the sniper that allows him to advance and then go into ambush. So sniper teams for the Finnish, very, very good choice. And that should also allow you to, or you should think about having 2 reinforced platoons so you can have 2 of these guys, since they will most probably do a lot of killing and a lot of pinning, of course. I also have 2 of these units, since they also come in the infantry box. And then we have the White Death. This is a special character that you can buy. It's called the White Death, of course. It has the same rules as the other snipers. Apart from that, if you buy the Ostfront book, just another reason, you will find the statistics for this particular model as a one-man team. And it has the same rules, like I said, but also he gets to reroll failed to damage rolls. So we didn't play with this when me and Andres had the scenario about the White Death, because I hadn't actually seen it in the Ostfront book. As you know, the armies of Italy and Axis, where the Finnish army is, came out long before the Ostfront book, so the White Death has been given some place in the Ostfront book, together with one other famous Finnish unit. But like I said, he can reroll to hit. We gave him 2 hit points to say in our scenario, but as it is, it's a one-man team, and it gets to reroll damage instead of having well, 2 hit points like we just thought up. But this is an excellent unit, and it can really be useful with that reroll damage. And I also see that it has rifle and submachine gun, so in the profile for the unit, so maybe you can even use it as a close combat unit also. So the White Death, something to think about to acquire this unit, and also the Ostfront book, so that you have the full information about this wonderful character. And the best thing of it, this actually was a real person in the Winter War, and as you might know, he scored an official about 540 kills. Actually, the Finnish put an officer together with him so he can keep count of the kills to make it official. It was widely used as propaganda. So in that essence, really not wrong if you put another model together with him. Then over to the most beautiful models that I have seen, and also the co-stars of the snipers. The infantry boxes for the Finnish allows you to build 5 ski-equipped units, and here you see 10 since I have 2 boxes. I'm sure you remember, because I've said it quite a few times. You can build 4 guys with rifle and 1 NCO with submachine gun, or in this case 8 with rifles and 2 with submachine guns. And remember, as they are equipped with rifles, these guys over here, if they have an ambush die next to them, they get +1 to hit. They shoot as with normal rifles, but giving you a +1 to hit negates your long range, for example, or it's short range. It gives you actually one better chance of hitting on the normal shooting, which would be 3, so you would hit only 2. So that's pretty amazing. And also, if they have an ambush order die next to them, they can re-roll morale checks. So if they were shot at, for example, and lost 50% of their unit, you can re-roll the result if you failed it. Also, all Finnish units have a special rule called sisu, and that is quite amazing, actually. I'm not sure if I explained it 100% correct in the video about the White Death, because the rules say that if the starting amount of units is reduced to 50% or less, they are allowed to upgrade into one morale level higher. So for instance, if these guys were veteran, if they then lost half their starting unit count, they were 10, and then during the course of the battle they went down to 5 men, then these veterans would actually be upgraded to a morale value of 11. And inexperienced units would be upgraded to regular, and regulars would be upgraded to veterans. But it's from the starting number. So they are some tough guys, these Finns. And they are supposed to be. Then you have the armored car, BA-10, with a light machine gun and forward-facing light machine gun and light anti-tank gun. It's a wheeled vehicle, so you can only move on the road, as you also saw in the video we had. One thing to consider that we did not is that it's a captured vehicle from the Russians, so all the captured vehicles have the unreliable rule. So if this guy gets 1 pin marker, you add an additional pin marker. So that is something to consider. But when you play the Finnish, you can actually use most of the the good Russian equipment. And you would probably want to use the T-34. But then you have the unreliable rule. This unit, however, the T-26, they had so many of them that it does not gain the unreliable rule. So this is a good model to have in your Finnish army, just because it's operating like a normal light tank. And especially when you're playing early war battles, it's really no problem to have this unit. When you get to the late war scenarios, then maybe he's not tough enough to play. But then you can always use the T-34, as you can pick and choose from the Russian list. So playing Finnish gives you the best of 2 worlds, and in addition a lot of special rules for the infantry. Speaking of which, here is the infantry. Some normal units. I have 1 squad, 1 7-man squad with submachine guns, and then 1 7-man squad with rifles. These guys with Molotovs can be used to, remember that they are equipped with anti-tank grenades, for example. And then you have light machine guns as an option also, with the loader. So the contents of the infantry boxes will give you 21 nice models, and this includes the medium machine gun team. This is the Finnish army box, not the regular like infantry box with 10 units. This is the big box with 21 units. It gives you the medium machine gun team, it gives you the sniper, it gives you the HQ, 5 of the ski troops, and then 9 infantry units. Including the medium machine gun team. So this is a nice box to get, and if you want to have more like me, then just buy 2 of them. Beautiful models, beautifully painted by Silje, as usual. And that is the entirety of my Finnish army. So there you have it. This is all I've got for the Finnish. Hope you enjoyed this little review, and I really hope that you contact Silje for having her to paint your miniatures, not just Finnish, but any which type you have or like. About the Finns, like I said, lots of special rules, and they have, if you want to play them just as a regular army, no thinking about the winter or skis and all that, remember the special rules for the snipers and the rifle equipped infantry. That is pretty amazing rules to have. It gives you a lot of firepower, to say, and they have a lot of good equipment, so they are comparable to any other army. Like I said, if you play late war scenarios, you can just pick T-34s, T-34-85s from the Russian list and use those. Though you will get the unreliable rule, but you get the best of both worlds. You have the Finnish with their special rules, you can use Russian units, and the models look very cool. That's it from tabletopbattle.com. This is Svein signing off, and hopefully we will be back with another winter scenario for you wonderful viewers. We love your comments and we love your input, so continue to support us and we will bring you more.